Right now, the cryptocurrency market is exhibiting some very positive indicators. The amusing part is this. Does everyone think the celebration is still going on all of a sudden? Because people were certain that the game was over just 24 hours ago. The numbers then increased nevertheless. Take a look at this. The celebration is far from over. You know why? The complete collapse of Bitcoin dominance has not yet occurred. And in every cycle throughout history, that has occurred. What's truly intriguing is this. Right present, global M2 is close to all-time highs. And in the past, cryptocurrency has consistently followed that pattern. However, perhaps things will be different this time. How about the business cycle? One important parameter has consistently been a leading indication. And you know what? We haven't arrived yet. Let's also discuss sentiment. It's been absolutely bad lately. So, allow me to ask you a question. Have people ever been content at the height of any cryptocurrency market? Or are they typically quite unhappy? They are constantly unhappy. All of them. Unmarried, time. On the internet, people are depressed, irritated, and whining. This, incidentally, is quite okay. The internet, after all, was essentially created for the purpose of complaining about things. So I've got no problem with that. Simply put, things would look very different if this were the end. You shouldn't be shocked when I show you a ton of posts from chart experts today because of this. We still have the best ahead of us, according to analysts with excellent records. We're simply waiting for a breakout, and it's definitely coming, they're saying. XRP is going to reach new all-time highs. Face-melting price discovery is about to begin. Almost all of the chart analysts I follow are expected to do that. Greetings to all of you in Q4. Where is this year gone? At the moment, XRP is trading at 293. Not too bad. Remember back in the good old days of yesterday when it was only 282? Oh, the good old days. We will always remember you from yesterday. However, have a look at Bitcoin. It is over $118,000 now. Isn't that about $10,000 more than it was a few days ago when everyone was shouting that the sky was falling? The sky wasn't falling, though. Here's another clear indication of life. Zcash. Take a look at this chart. Let me explain. During a down market, you don't see random coins magically appearing out of thin air like this. That would be very uncommon. In just the past day, this coin has increased by around 60%. The last 30 days have seen a 196% increase, while the last 7 days have seen a 101% increase. However, that significant action during the past day? The secret is that. I'm telling you people, historically, you do see currencies popping up here and there, erupting at random, as an alt season approaches euphoria. This is something you should expect as you approach close to the end of a cycle. This is fantastic. Furthermore, it makes no difference, whether you have Zcash or not. I have a lot of coins, but this is just one of them. It has been with me for around 5 years. I don't have a lot of money, but I was like, oh yeah, that coin, when I saw it. I never give it much thought, but look at it, Rocket. Just so you know, that's encouraging. This is the kind of thing that occurs if you want alt season. What about the Russell 2000 and the S&P 500 reaching yet another record high today? At least a little portion of it is online today. My friends, there are signs of life everywhere. The marketplaces, it's not over yet. Additionally, all signs point to the stock market continuing to rise. What about the asset class of crypto? In the past, it goes exactly in lockstep with that. So fasten your seatbelt. Interesting things are starting to happen. Let me now provide a piece from Swissblock, an on-chain analytics company that produces truly amazing work. The same individuals who manage Glassnode and other significant on-chain analytics companies are also in charge of this. And they surely don't think the end is here for Bitcoin. At 1:27 p.m. today, they wrote, Bitcoin has returned to the battlefield. A daily closing above $117,200, they say, paves the way for a new all-time high. And this time, things are different. Leading the push is the growing dominance of Bitcoin. It's actually quite interesting when you consider that. The supremacy of Bitcoin hasn't entirely fallen yet, as I indicated before. In recent months, it has declined from its local peak, but there hasn't been the kind of sharp decline that brings it down to 35 or 40%, where alt season takes over. This would be the first time in history that doesn't happen. What is the rationale for that then? Now, it is 6:16 p.m. as I record this. In reality, the daily close occurs at 7:00 p.m. Central Time. The charts formally close at that point. Thus, our time here is less than an hour. As I mentioned before, Bitcoin is currently trading at about $118,000 per share. Swissblock believes that staying over $117,200 is a very good sign that we're about to go on a wild ride higher. Let's discuss another topic: the government shutdown. I covered this in yesterday's video, and guess what? The market is unconcerned. In fact, perhaps the market appreciates it. Yes, please do less government. Simply do less. You're spending too much money, but another Swissblock post regarding the US government shutdown can be found here. The period between December 2018 and January 2019 was the longest outage. It lasted 35 days. Although there was no direct correlation during the closure itself, they point out that it followed Bitcoin's 50% decline. Bitcoin barely dropped by roughly 6%, remaining range-bound between $3,575 and $3,800. Man, I recall the days when Bitcoin was so inexpensive. The key thing is that Bitcoin has not been directly harmed by shutdowns. The impact tends to be relatively subdued with no evident short-term effect. Much more important are context and general market conditions. What I said yesterday is precisely in line with that. I wasn't entirely certain about the market's reaction today. I didn't. I did, however, claim that it wouldn't matter. I've experienced far too many of these. These shutdowns, which occur around every 2 years, are inconsequential. They don't, in fact. And the market is like, yeah, whatever, today. All we're doing is getting higher. I'm glad to see that. This is a post by Dumb Money, a chart analyst. And this is really amazing Bitcoin chart. It displays the movement of Bitcoin following its bottoming for this cycle in comparison to earlier cycles. It was 1067 days, he wrote. On the chart, that is the purple line. Anyway, I'm just suggesting that everything will work out. Thanks for watching.